Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away.
Welcome to another episode. I'm your co-host, Ellen, along with my co-host,
Lee. I know. I played it straight this time.
Yeah.
Because we're boring.
We're boring.
And
we're boring.
That's the topic. Tell us why we're boring, Ellen, and why we should be.
We should be boring. I know we talk about like, ooh, do this and do this. But there's so much efficiency in being boring. And I'm not saying you have to be this boring person that like, people avoid at parties because you're just droning on and on about things because No, boring in the sense that you figure out what works for you and helps you to get things done efficiently and keep doing that. Rather than recreating the wheel, you find that simple, boring thing that works and you stick with it.
This is episode 346. And I remember in episode 52, I'm just kidding, I don't remember the exact episode, but way back in the very beginning, I know we touched on this, and I think it's worth repeating. We talked about this topic, but how Einstein always wore the same colored and style of suit. Yeah. Same with Steve Jobs and others. Because
Obama.
Because they were busy with bigger things. Like, why am I messing with trying to find this and trying to keep up with the styles? I don't have time for that. I got bigger things to do. And so boring can actually be good for the mundane, everyday tasks that don't really require that much brain power, which frees up. I'll have a lot to spare. So it frees up the extra brain power for bigger things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of my favorites, and I actually wrote about this in my book, that there was I want to say he was a physicist, but that he always, when he would go to a restaurant, he would always order the second special on the menu. He's like, what are the specials? And the second one, he just like, okay, that's what I'm having.
But what if he's allergic to fish or something?
Apparently he wasn't.
Okay.
But that he had just, he had decided that rather than spend all that energy and time, you're looking at the menu, well, do I feel like this? Do I feel like that? No, it just took that whole thing, that whole decision-making process, made it boring, second special on the menu. And you can do that. Maybe you go out for sandwiches all the time. Pick the third sandwich on the left column.
That's not boring though. That's kind of exciting. Just close your eyes and point. I mean, I'm thinking more like Genesis has a song called "I Know What I Like," and that's what it is. I know what I like.
Yeah.
Why am I messing around? I mean, maybe I find something else I like, but I already know what I like. And then you could just, order the things that you know are good, but every once in a while, go off and try something different.
There you go. I was also thinking about, just have the days that you do stuff. We have 2 days a week where we wash towels. We have the day where we wash the sheets and make the bed. And we do that every week. You don't even think about it. It's boring. Okay. Today, you don't make the bed, you strip it. And then we are going to got new clean sheets and we put them on. So that's boring, but it's built into our schedule. And we don't have to think about it. It's not like, when was the last time towels got washed? Ooh. No, we already know. That's the boring. It's efficient. It's boringly efficient.
Yeah, and so many successful creative people, you would think they just write whenever they're inspired, when the creativity, that's not actually,
nope.
That maybe if you're not a professional gets up every day and works at their art. And even if they don't feel like it, there's other things going, whatever, I think that was Stephen King who said he gets up every day and writes 2,000 words no matter what. They're not always good words, but he gets up and that's a habit, a routine. He doesn't even think. I know what I'm doing first thing in the morning. I'm getting up and I'm writing. So routines work, and they work for businesses that know that this is like a franchise. Franchise found out the best ways to do things, and then they make it uniform across the board because this is the best way to do it. maybe we'll enhance it here and there, but this is how we do things to get the results that we want in the most efficient way.
Yeah. Stephen Pressfield, wonderful book, The War of Art, The Art of War, The War of Art. And, he goes out to his writing office and he's like, this is my time. I sit and I write. And you know what? Sometimes it's brilliant and sometimes it's crap. And he goes, but it doesn't matter. I have to put the time in.
Yeah. Imagine you're in
That's his
sales
boring
and you
thing.
did the same thing. So it's not just art, but sales. This
Yeah.
morning I get up and I cold call whatever, or I reach out to the existing clients and try and, figure out what they need, how I can help them. And you do that every day. Man,
Every day.
wow, that routine and that ritual could be a huge difference maker between being good and being great.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So figure out how you can be boring. I know that sounds boring, but boring can be efficient. Be back with us again next week for another episode.